Day was going head-to-head with Mark Cavendish for the points at the intermediate sprint. More shoulder-to-head, really, given the size difference. It didn't look much to most of us, but both of them would later be disqualified from that sprint and have their points deducted. However, neither of them knew that as the race barreled towards the Stage 3 finish in Redon with the HTC sprint train out at the front.
Martin, Goss, Renshaw, Cavendish is the order on the front. They've got three men to take them the last 2 and a bit kilometres to the finish. Hushoff is in there too. Tyler Farrer is on Hushoff's wheel and would be a great lead out if Hushoff could give it to him. Also in there, I've noticed now coming up too, are the riders of Alessandro Pentacchi and also, of course, Andrei Greipel, all trying to get a little bit of space.
But to be a sprinter, to win a sprint, you've got to play a waiting game. Looks as if Tony Martin now has disappeared from the front. He's lost that little bit of energy. It's up now to Matty Goss. Big acceleration coming across. It looks like it's a rider from Vacansoleil has seen the move coming from Lampre.
He's tried to launch an attack at the moment. This is a typical move, as Pavel Brut has made the move here. I think, in fact, it could well be a very, very shrewd move. This, I would think, is Boris Bocic, who we've seen win already this year. This is an absolute typical move by this man if he can do it. There aren't many strong men can ride away from a peloton so close to the finish.
When you're in a great team of sprinters, you've got to stay calm. When you see the moves going like this, you've got to just make sure that you slowly continue with the plan that you've got in mind, and that's exactly what Matthew Goss is doing. Matty Goss is just sitting there. He's judging his effort on the rider from Vacansoleil, waiting to keep himself at the front end of the pack. Cavendish has let the gap go. There's a problem there, I think.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because there were so many riders and they were running out of firepower there on the run into the finish. We're only just over a mile out now as they try to reorganise themselves as they race towards the finish now. I think this is Boric who's tried to go Bocic, but in any case, he's going to be back in the pack. And they're getting themselves organised. Renshaw, solid as a rock, is still locked there in front of Mark Cavendish.
Well, the blue helmets on the shoulders, on the heads of the riders from Garmin Cervelo, and they're looking over this. It's a bit of panic on board Team HTC High Road. Now, inside of 1 kilometre to go, Cavendish has slipped down to about 7th or 8th position. His team is a little bit in pieces as we start to try to get the organisation going again.
If Cavendish has slipped and lost the wheel, he's going to have to reposition himself in the next 900 metres, because Garmin Cervelo, who won the team time trial yesterday, are all of a sudden on the front. That looks to me as though it's Geraint Thomas who has gone round the race there for Sky in the white jersey. And is this going to be a runaway for the Welshman? Because now is the launch, and the maillot jaune is the Thor Hushoff. He's got tucked in the slipstream there. Tyler Farrer and Mark Cavendish has disappeared from our screen as Thor Hushoff now launches for the finish.
Well, Hushoff is going round the corner. Tyler Farrer is in 3rd position, right onto his wheel. It's Romain Feluba. Jose Rojas is coming up too.
Rojas is going, but this is going to be Tyler Farrer big moment. First Tour de France, he's going to have to hold off Rojas. He raced for the line. It is desperately close, but Tyler Farrer gets it on the line. Garmin Cervelo cannot do a thing wrong, but the question mark is, what happened to Mark Cavendish? It seemed to be going so well.
Cav, a little bit of bad luck there cost you that stage in the end.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, the guys did a great job, but I think, yeah, as usual, this Romain Filou, like he just causes havoc in every sprint. You know, coming into the corner, I had Rojas on one side, then Filou come the other. They just took my wheel, and I was on my front wheel around the last corner. I thought I was down at one point. I felt good at the finish, and you could see I was good by the fact I pulled back 40 metres and then 500, last 500. But yeah, I couldn't win it, but I managed to keep myself in contention for the green.
For now, the green jersey was with Jose Joaquin Rojas.